Representative Smith, thank you very much for bringing this bill forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, committee, for hearing it. I just have a few brief remarks, and then I'll be happy to take your questions. I'm Representative Norma Smith from the 10th Legislative District. Who owns the unique biometric identifiers that make you, you? This bill answers that question. You do. This bill is about economic and social justice. Will we repeat the mistakes of the last 2 decades? We've created massive inequality by allowing corporations to grow wealthy beyond our imagination off the non-biometric data that they collect as we all as consumers engage in their online applications. We may benefit from services, but at what cost? Regular people get no money, even as the record of their online searches, shopping choices, and travel patterns become the raw material that make big data billionaires. We have it in our power to prevent that mistake when it comes to our biometric identifiers by declaring that each of us own our own biometric information. We should have the right to ourselves. And if corporations and others want to access that information, then we should be able to determine how and why and when, and if we make an informed choice in a voluntary relationship, it's valued. If we do not declare that we own our own biometric identifier, if we say nothing, then we tactically accept the default position that corporations can make an asset of what is unique about us. Our face, our fingerprints, the very center of our social lives. In addition, we create increased risk of those who would seek to harm us, hacking greater troves of data to be exploited. If we tactically allow that they can own this biometric data, the default rule is they get all the sticks in the bundle, because that creates a property right. They can sell the asset to whomever they wish. They can use it for whatever purpose they want. They can exclude others from access to the data, including the person whom the image uniquely represents. In addition, we create increased risk to those who would seek to harm us. To me, this is a frightening outcome. So I ask that this committee join me to support this legislation, to declare our ownership in our own unique biometric data, and to preempt corporations from owning a very unique replica of us by default. I'm asking for your support firmly on the ground of economic and social justice, preventing the next wave of surveillance capitalism. This bill is about our human dignity and the unique gift that each of us are to our human family. Thank you for your indulgence. My motivation and support of this concept flows in part from my own reflections on a moral and spiritual level. There are some of you who may join me in support from that perspective of who you are. I know we all have different backgrounds, different belief systems, but I believe these concepts unite us. My faith teaches me that we were all formed by a loving God, that we are all loved and valued. I cannot be other than what I am. I know that it's not right to design technology that turns people into templates. It is not right to buy and sell a piece of you or me that is unique. There is something sacred that must be protected. You and your intrinsic value and worth. My intellect and soul rebel against the efforts of giant technology companies to find something that is very uniquely me and cage it up and lock it away on a server. I feel like they have no right to turn you or me into zeros and ones in a digital pattern without our consent. So I bring this bill to say what is in my heart. To the extent that we have any autonomy and personal freedom, certainly we must assert the right to own our own identity. I believe it. I'll leave it to the consumer advocates
to the privacy advocates, to scholars, to law enforcement, and others to figure out the details of how to defend this right and how to enforce violations against it. The bill creates a task force led by the Attorney General and the State Chief Privacy Officer. Importantly, this bill says that the majority of task force needs to represent the perspective of the people. I think it is the first task force to require a majority of the advocates for civil liberties and privacies. Advocates, I hope that you will support that. As we consider this legislation today, and you and I hear the testimony, I would ask those that testify to ask and answer one question. If I don't own, and if you don't own, the unique biometric identifiers that make you precious and unique and valuable to the human race, who should?